good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Zaquetta. I'm the founder and the creator of the Gym Experience. Hello, and welcome. For today's verse, we are going to be reading Luke 16, 1 through 12, actually. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. He also said to his disciples, there was a certain rich man who had a steward, and an accusation was brought to him that this man was wasting his goods. So he called him and said to him, what is this I hear about you? Give an account of your stewardship, for you can no longer be steward. Then the steward said within himself, what shall I do? For my master is taking my stewardship away from me. I cannot dig. I am ashamed to beg. I have resolved what to do, that when I am put out of the stewardship, they may receive me into their houses. So he called every one of his master's debtors to him and said to the first, how much do you owe my master? He said, 100 measures of oil. So he said to him, take your bill and sit down quickly and write 50. Then he said to another, how much do you owe? So he said, 100 measures of wheat. And he said to him, take your bill and write 80. So the master commended the unjust steward because he had dealt shrewdly, for the sons of this world are more shrewd in their generation than the sons of light. And I say to you, make friends for yourselves by unrighteous mammon, that when you fail, they may receive you into an everlasting home. He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. And he who is unjust in what is least is unjust also in much. Therefore, if you have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches? And if you have not been faithful in what is another man's, who will give you what is your own? Okay. So the word for today is going to be stewardship. Stewardship, according to Webster's, is the office, duties, and obligation of a steward. What is a steward? The word steward means to manage. So conducting, supervising, or managing of something. Another word for stewardship is direction, guidance, oversight, operation, supervision. What is it that God has made you a steward over? Are you a parent? Are you a manager with a company? Do you have your own business? What is it that God has blessed you, anointed you, graced you to manage? Are you doing that well? Are you being a good steward over what God has given you already? So I want to also go ahead and read Matthew 25, 14 through 21. And it goes, For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5 talents. And likewise he who had received 2 gained 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went and dug in the ground and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents came, brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. He also, who had received 2 talents, came and said, Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid and went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours. But his Lord answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own interest. Therefore, take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. All right, so these verses is pretty much going in agreement with being a good steward. God, these men here, they were given a certain amount, to each their own ability. I just want to insert this here too. We should not compare ourselves to what another person has, and question why they have this or why they have that or why I don't have whatever the next person has. It's according to your own ability. God won't put more on us than what we can bear. That's for one. And secondly, you have to show God that you can be trusted with the things that you have now. And we see here in this story that he thought it was a good idea to just hide it, as opposed to doing what the other two men did. So I want to just encourage you today, whatever it is God has given you the ability to do it, and do it wholeheartedly. Do it happy, do it glad. Don't be upset doing the thing that you think that is just not going to bring a reward back or a return or anything like that. Just do it while you're happy. Do it happy. And I say it like happy, but just be glad in it, basically. Just be glad in what you're doing, because you're doing it unto the Lord. So be faithful over what you have now. God will surely, we see here in the word that he will make you faithful over much. Okay. I really hope that this has blessed you today. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.